Welcome to the 2014 Water Campfire. I'd like to thank all the friends and family who made the trip to come out and share this moment with the leaders who sit behind me. They've done an outstanding job this summer, and we ask that out of respect to the four leaders that you guys remain silent and hold your applause after their speeches.
Leaders, congratulations. You did an incredible job. We challenged you with limited time and information for a number of the Sunday events, and you did a great job. You excelled. This summer was the summer of Pugawagan, a record-setting monkeys, managerial transition, and pink eye. It was apt that you named yourselves the Coogee 1 experiment. It's a summer you should cherish for the rest of your lives, and you will. Without further ado, on that note, let the 2014 Water Campfire begin.
For those of you who may not know me, my name is Mark Deacon. I am one of Daniel's cousins and have had the privilege of being at camp with Daniel during his leader year. Last fall, I received a call from Daniel while hanging out with my older brother Eric. He told us that Amy Broadbridge had just called him, asking him to come back to camp for one more year as a leader. Eric and I were beyond excited and could not have been more proud of our cousin. Having both been leaders ourselves, we knew that Daniel was set to have the most fun and memorable summer of his life. Growing up with Daniel living just 5 blocks away from me, I knew that he would be up to the task of being the role model, guide, and most importantly, a friend to all the kids at camp that would be looking up to him. I knew that he would be able to handle the deerhorn microscope that is constantly on the members of Coogee 1. Growing up, Daniel and I were always pretty close with each other. I'm not going to lie, after having 2 older brothers who would constantly beat me in sports, video games, and wrestling matches, it was always nice having my younger cousin Daniel there to beat up on, boosting my own self-esteem, of course. However, that changed about 2 years ago when he grew exponentially and became the athlete he is today. Campers and counselors may see Daniel as a 6'2" Apache chief who hangs out in tennis and horseback riding for most of the day. But I'll always remember our basement mini-stick games and block wars as some of the most fun and hilarious times with Daniel. It's been so cool to watch my little cousin progress over the past few years into the example-setting mentor he is today. And Daniel, although you think you're taller than me, which of course is ridiculous, because we are obviously the exact same height, after watching you interact with your team throughout this entire summer, I can now say I look up to you in more than one way. One of the proudest moments I've had this summer came during the biggest Sunday event of the year, the monkey relays. This is one of the most fun, yet stressful times of being a leader. Everyone wants to win the monkeys, and L4 this year was no exception. On the morning of the event, Nick Perez asked me if I wanted to be Daniel's referee for the relays, having the honor of following him around throughout the day as he navigated his team through the different stages of the event. I knew that no matter what place he came in, Daniel would have the time of his life that afternoon. And it was here that Daniel blew away all the expectations I had in my mind of him as a leader. About 3/4 of the way through the race, it became clear that he wasn't going to win. So I watched his facial expressions, attitude, and treatment towards his team members. He wasn't mad, he wasn't upset, and I could tell that despite the fact he would likely finish in 4th, he wasn't even that agitated about his team's performance. Instead, he was smiling. He had that contagious total grin on his face that spread throughout his entire Apache team, and after finishing his leader sandcastle and charging into the water with his fellow Apache members behind him, he gathered them all into a circle and spoke. He told them how proud he was of them, and that he wouldn't change anything about the day. I could hear him smiling as he spoke because he almost couldn't get words out since he was so thrilled with each boy on his team. It takes a special type of person to be able to do that, and the word special doesn't even begin to describe Daniel. It brings tears to my eyes thinking about that moment because it just shows how mature and empowering my 16-year-old cousin is. Daniel, there are not enough positive adjectives to describe you and everything you've done this summer. I think Ole Yeager said it best the other day when you turned to me during sailing after you volunteered to hop on a 420 and take 3 kids from group 12 out during a stressful day and said simply, "Dude, Daniel is just plain awesome." It's the little things like that that you've been doing since the day you got up here that sets you apart from most 16-year-olds I know. I love seeing you around camp because I know I can always rely on you to have a hilarious story that will make me laugh, even if I'm having a really bad day. You have the ability to walk into a room and put a smile on anyone's face just by having a conversation with them. And that is so rare to find in the world today. I can't put into words how much I'm going to miss being able to see you every day, because myself and the entire Deerhorn staff have been spoiled with your presence for the past 2 months. I could go on and on about the integrity, kindness, respect, sportsmanship, generosity, and helpfulness that you've demonstrated, not just this summer, but throughout all your years as a camper. But all that seems just too cliche at a time like this. To say it as simply as possible, you're the man. Daniel, you're one of my best friends and the little brother that I never had. I love you, man. And for all of these reasons, it's with great pride and it's my incredible honor to introduce my cousin, the 2014 Apache leader, Daniel Toll.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Toll, and I'm the 2014 Apache leader. I apologize if my voice is kind of quiet. I didn't even have a voice yesterday, so I'm thankful to have one today. In 2008, Eric Deacon's leader year, I decided that I would come to camp for 2 short weeks. I say short now, but 6 years ago, 14 days seemed like a lifetime to be away from home. I was nervous to come to camp. It was a new place with totally new faces, and I had no idea what to expect. I knew 3 people coming to camp, 2 cousins, and one of my best friends to this day, who just happens to be sitting 3 canoes to my left right now. This place was a whole new world to me as a little kid. I do want to point out that I was positive about the situation, seeing as right when we stepped out of the car door, my cousins Mark and Eric were telling Charlie and I to go up to Patrick and exclaim how the wings were way better than the Avalanche. And though many things may change, Patrick, that sure hasn't. All jokes aside, from that moment on, I understood what kind of a place Deerhorn was and still is to this day. It's a place to express yourself, a place to be known as an individual with his own mindset about life. And there's no other place on earth that I am or will be able to say that about. Deerhorn turned into my summers. I went through the whole school year missing camp and looking forward to coming back again. And I did just that, never missing a beat, 7 straight summers. I could not have been happier with doing that. And of course, those "I'm going to miss so much at home" thoughts crossed my mind. But they're easily forgotten once you drive past the 2-mile sign, remembering the spirit of what goes on here, and how priceless this place truly is. I can't begin to try to explain the magic of being someone related to Deerhorn as a whole. It really is indescribable. And I don't say this meanly to anyone out in the crowd, but you really can't begin to fathom the brotherhood with all these people that I've spent the past 2 months with. And most importantly, you 3 boys to my left. As cliche as this may come across, they really are my brothers rather than three close friends. The times that we spent together in K1 and in various activities will never be forgotten. And that goes just beyond my Coogee mates. That goes to anyone and everyone who I've crossed paths with this summer. As Patrick's Voyager motto goes, to leave no trace, Deerhorn emphasizes leaving a trace, an imprint rather, on the people around you, to make an emotional impact on every single human being that you come in contact with, to go deeper than sunshine and good cheer, and to truly change a person and how they may go through his or her life. And not only for people to do that, but to want to do that, to change people because you can, because you have the ability to make this camp and the world a better place, one small act of kindness at a time. And as we all know, in a 10-year-old's mind, any piece of positivity can go an impossibly long way. Even a high five before a meal could make that kid's day, his week, or his time here at camp. That's the kind of thing that Deerhorn embodies in itself. The idea of intentionally going out of your way to change this place for the better. It's irreplaceable, and it always will be. All campers here, at some point or another, understand what it means to be a true camper. One who holds Deerhorn at a special place in his heart. I personally believe that moment is when that camper knows to appreciate every moment, to never miss a beat, and to live each day to its fullest potential. When I think about that ideology, a poem from a favorite movie that I know my sister thinks I overuse came to mind. The poem reads, "Once more into the fray, into the last good fight that I'll ever know. Live and die on this day, live and die on this day." This poem resonates with me personally, but I believe that this poem describes camp perfectly. A place where young kids, just like myself and Charlie 7 years ago, can come to truly live as a child, to try new things. Just this past Wednesday, like Mark said, I took 3 Group 12 campers on a sailboat, all of whom were nervous and scared, and really had never gone fast in a sailboat before. But once they got going, all 3 of them loved it. Those 3 kids saw a challenge, and they said that no matter how tough it is or how scared they were still going to do it. And they did just that. They saw a chance to make the most out of an opportunity. Nothing more can be asked of a kid. Following that path myself for almost half my life, I have become a better person. Deerhorn has shaped who I am. It has affected the way that I live my life, the way I treat others, and things alike. And they are all due to the fact that I spent time at Deerhorn. I cannot boast any other experience that has changed me to the extent that Deerhorn has. And I'm sure most of you around me can say the same thing. Although my Deerhorn career is far from over, I am sad to say that my time here as a camper is coming to a close. My time spent here was the best times of my life, and the memories that I have made will never be forgotten. For the rest of my speech, I want to throw out a few thank yous to those people who have truly touched my heart most directly over this summer and the past summers that I've had. First off, I'd like to thank all of you 120-some kids here. This place wouldn't exist without you. The ACs, for making sure that we didn't starve throughout the summer. Sam, Adam, and Walker, for reminding us that there is more to the world than just America. Matt Sherman, for showing me the 4 chords on a guitar. And I can safely say, Matt, that you're the only person to annoy others by not trash talking while playing video games. Kevin Kane, my favorite second cousin. I got so much closer with you this summer, and I can't say how much I love you. The basketball dream team, for keeping me modest at the Skeeter. Death Row, for keeping the brass constantly intimidated. Kiana, Bear, and Taylor, for making riding unbelievably fun this year, and always having the barn be a welcoming place for leaders and campers alike. And my cousin, Mark Deacon, who's more like my brother than anything else. I look up to you in more ways than we both know. Thank you, Mark, for being more than an older cousin and helping me to make this the best summer of my life. Lastly, I would like to thank my family, Mom, Dad, and Ellen. Without you guys, all of this never would have happened, and I love you all so much. Thank you, Deerhorn, for being my second home.
Staring out the window, that SUV, complaining, saying I can't wait to turn 18. She said I'll make my own money and I'll make my own rules. Mama put the car in park out there before school. Then she kissed her head, said I was just like you. You're gonna miss this. You're gonna want this bad. You're gonna wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. These are some good times, so take a good look around. You may not know it now, but you're gonna miss this. Before she knows it, she's a brand new bride in a 1-bedroom apartment. Her daddy stops by, tells her it's a nice place. She says it'll do for now. starts talking about babies behind the house. Daddy shakes his head and says, baby, just look down, 'cause you're gonna miss this. You're gonna want this bad. You're gonna wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. These are some good times, so take a good look around. You may not know it now, but you're gonna miss this. 5 years later, there's a plumber working on the water heater. Dogs barking, phones ringing, one kid's crying, one kid screaming. She keeps apologizing. He says they don't bother me. I've got 2 babies of my own. One's 36, one's 20. It's hard to believe. You're gonna miss this. You're gonna want this bad. You're gonna wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. These are some good times, so take a good look around. You may not know it now, but you're gonna miss this. You're gonna want this bad. You're gonna wish these days hadn't gone by so fast. These are some good times, so take a good look around. You may not know it now, but you're gonna miss this.
Actually, that song that those guys just sang is very appropriate, because you are going to miss this, and you are going to want these days back. It is my distinct honor to introduce the 2014 Chippewa leader, Pato Montemayor. As we reflect on Pato's camper years, know that my opening words, just taken from that Trace Atkins song, hold true meaning for all these awesome 2014 leaders. All past leaders here tonight, past campers, and those of us here gathered this evening. Friendship, kindness, character, and courage. These are the qualities that define us. Pato lives and breathes these qualities each and every day. Coursing through Pato is a glorious affirmation of vitality, the Deerhorn Creed. The first quality is friendship. 5 years ago, Pato entered the Deerhorn universe. He came to Deerhorn knowing that there were no strangers here, only friends he had never met. He reached out his hands and he dusted the place off and invariably found a second home. Pato's spirit of enthusiasm and his zest for life gushed and flowed and swept the camp like a raging fire. The outcomes were friendships solidified and brotherly bonds formed. His quiet, endearing presence, genuine smile, and courteous welcome ensured that others would openly compete for his time, for his friendship. This summer, with each Chippewa win, there were momentous bear hugs and acknowledgments of great play. When a win would slip away, Pato would offer a comforting shoulder, a listening ear. The second quality is kindness. Pato's mantra for leadership is kindness. Win, lose, no matter, Pato maintained an even keel while encouraging his teammates. Exhibiting sportsmanship and showing pure enjoyment in the rules and strategies which govern the play, Pato plays every game on the level. When given the chance between being right or being kind, Pato chooses kindness. Envision this scene. The day was overcast, but the winds were calm. As Pato prepares to embark on his slalom Gold Star ski, the brilliant sun peeks through the clouds. It was a sign from the Chippewa gods that they were pleased. The sparkling yellow rays lit the path as Pato made his run. Success, another challenge met. The third quality is character. Pato leads by example. As a competitor, he takes no prisoners. His play is precise, tenacious, and spirited by an emotional desire to excel. His focus and intensity are relentless. How else do you describe someone who takes a swamped half canoe and swims it to the finish line? Or completes the Ironman, finishing first, while battling pink eye, then is asked to compete in a 2-ski leader shuffle slide to the A-dock and back. A Chippewa course of MVP highlighted his Ironman win. On the scalp pitch, the Chips know to follow and defend their leader. Opponents know to stay far, far away when his focus shifts their way or when he is within arm's reach. During the C-Session Awards breakfast, Pato was awarded a mythical Platinum Star. Why? Because Pato is a gentleman on and off the court. He is a conscientious athlete, someone who embraces his own limitations but does not acknowledge limitations in others. His limitless enthusiasm, belief in oneself, and a faith and talent that hard work will ultimately prevail is the course Pato takes to improve his skills. The final quality is courage. Greatness lies not in being strong, but in the right use of strength. Strength of character, strength of heart, embracing the unknown. Pato lives each day believing that he can make a difference, believing that life is an opportunity, a journey, a gift. Pato doesn't strive to make his presence noticed, but when he leaves, his absence is felt. Tell me who you are friends with, and I will tell you who you are. I must be awesome because I am friends with the 2014 Chippewa leader, Pato Montemayor.
Hello, my name is Pato and I'm the 2014 Chippewa leader. First of all, I'm very excited and happy about being here. This is my first Water Campfire and I hope to enjoy. This summer was the best summer of my life. I did everything I wanted and took advantage of the time I was here. This summer, I grew and learned while helping others do the same. I believe the reason for changing me is due to the people and the place I'm surrounded by. At Deerhorn, I have learned how to understand and accept people that are very different from me. The people at Deerhorn are the nicest people I have ever met. All the way from the youngest campers to the Broadbridges, they would all agree to help you if you need something. The people are the main reason why I keep on coming back to Deerhorn. This quote explains what Deerhorn is about to me. A place is only as good as the people in it. The people I have had the pleasure to meet here make me come back because it is very hard to find so many good people in such a concentrated area. Wait. It has just made my camp experience very enjoyable. Another thing about the people here is that they share everything. This summer, during a session, I lost my shampoo and my body wash, and I survived because people lended to me. I never found them, but I would go to the bathhouse, and without having trouble, I would ask someone, and everybody was willing to help me. Another thing they share at Deerhorn that is all over the place is pink eye. Besides the campers being great, the counselors and ACs are so nice. Nick and Ryan did the Puga Wagon. It was my favorite Sunday event. The ACs are always friendly to me, never mean, and the counselors make every day so much fun. This year I've had great conversations with almost everybody on staff. Everybody you meet here has a great positive attitude and enjoys life. And I think that goes around to all the campers too, because whenever I wake up, there's always some little kid that comes up to me and says hello and hugs me. Almost always the Osuna brothers do that, which I love. I think it's pretty funny. And the relationships with the people here is the reason it is hard to say goodbye. Besides the people here at Deerhorn, the memories is something very important for me. I still remember my first day at Deerhorn. I got here with my mom, and Coker gave me the tour around camp. Once I got to Kuji 11, I opened the door, and the first three people I got to meet was Toll, Charlie, and Brody. And those were the first people I talked to at Deerhorn. And it still amazes me how two of them are still with me right now till my last day of Deerhorn. Until Stan. Also, from Voyagers, I got so many new memories, like the cheesecake competition with me, Miguel, and Brian McFadden. I mean, Brian Hecht. Or the time when, the first night of Voyager, I was in Toll's group and we forgot the rainfly. It started pouring around 2 in the morning, and we had to sleep with 6 people that were wet in a 4-person tent. Or that time, 3 years ago, when me, Pablo, Miguel, Vicente, Jaime, and Tom danced Waka Waka in the talent show. There are so many more memories I could talk about, but I would have to talk for a long time. In Deerhorn, for me, my first year here to this year, I have grown, learned, and matured so much. The only thing I did not learn was my team cheer and how to say it correctly up until 3 days ago. I'm still impressed on how 5 years ago I looked up to Chris Young because he was so nice and so athletic and things. And it amazes me to think that now I am that way for young campers. Last year, as of usual, I plan to come up here for summer. My plan was to be on Voyager and have a perfect time. When I tried signing up, I couldn't because it was already full. I was on the wait list. At that time, I had to make the decision whether to come back or not to. I think deciding and telling my parents I wanted to come back has been the best decision I have ever made. Because later on, Voyager got extended and I was a part of Voyager. I think that decision is what has gotten me all the way here. Being chosen to be a leader is such an honor. It's been great. I'm ready to move on from my camper years because I have no regrets and I have made the best out of every year. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me for the last 5 years and coming here, and for being so great with me. And the people at Deerhorn, everybody, including Captain, for making this place so special. This place is the best place in the world. That is why it's going to be hard to say goodbye.
There was a decorating general with a heart of gold, and I could hear all the stories he told. Past battles won and lost and legends of old. He's a veteran in his own time, but on the battlefield he gained respectful fame, with many men of bravery and stripes to his name. He grew beard as soon as he could to cover the scars on his face. Always searched his men on. But on the eve of great battle with the infantry and dream, the old general tossed in his sleep, rested with its meaning. He awoke from the night just to tell what he had seen. Walked slowly out of his tent. But all the men stood tall with their chests in the air, with the courage in their blood and the fire in their stare. It was a great morning and they all wondered how they would fare, till the old general told them to go home. He said, I have seen the others and I have discovered that this fight is not worth fighting. No. And I've seen their mothers and I will no other to follow me where I'm going. So take a shower, shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. You're a young man, you must be living. Take a shower, shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. You're a young man, you must be living. Go now, you are forgiven. But the men stood tall with their guns on their shoulders, not knowing what to do with these contradicting orders. The general said he would do no duty, but he would extend no further. They could go as they pleased, but not a man moved. Their eyes gazed straight ahead, till one by one they stepped back, not a word was said. The old general was left with his own words left echoing in his head. Then he prepared to fight. He said, I have seen the others, and I have discovered that this fight is not worth fighting. No, and I've seen their mothers, and I will no other to follow me where I'm going. So take a shower, shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. You're a young man, you must be living. Take a shower, shine your shoes. You got no time to lose. You're a young man, you must be living. Go now, you are forgiven.
Good evening, everyone. For you guys that don't know me, my name's Craig, but everybody calls me Bear. My first year up here was 2010. James Seeds, if you did not know, was a Navajo leader in 2006, and he was the one that got me up here to Deerhorn. James and I were working together in Florida. He was telling me about these kids when I got up here, named Alex and Zach Mandel, that were from southern Florida. That was awesome, great gentlemen, athletes, and everything like that. So when I first met them, I hit it off really well from the start. Zach and I had some great conversations when I was the canoeing counselor in the tracker when he didn't want to go out in the water. After the summer was over that year, I was contacted and invited down to South Florida to go to his bar mitzvah. When I was invited to go, I had to say yes. With all the great conversations I had with him, felt like a brother to me right then and there. After that weekend was over, I felt like part of the family. This summer, it was great having Zach up there and riding for 40 plus rides so he could beat Decker's record. The time we had up there was memorable, enjoyable, great times, great conversations, great rides, and great memories. Zach follows one of these things that I follow in my fraternity, which is SLAG, Scholars, Leaders, Athletes, and Gentlemen. Zach is one of those kids that can succeed at everything he puts his mind to. Has the gift to be able to give something and be able to perform what that something is to the fullest. Zach, I'm happy to call you my brother that I never had when I was growing up. I wish you the best of luck with your future that's coming towards you, bro. And by the way, hashtag FlowGirl.
Zach, first off, let me just tell you how amazing and comfortable this bandana is. It's probably the best one I've ever had in my life. Anyway, do you remember 7 years ago, it was your first year as a camper, not father-son camp, but a real camper? If you don't, I do, because it was my first year as a counselor as well. I remember it like it was yesterday. It all started in an epic game of scalp during father-son camp. All the dads were out. Weird. I was the last counselor in with about 30 kids. After pulling kids' flags left and right, my streak came to an end when I felt my flag get pulled. I looked down to congratulate you, and your head rose so slowly in amazement. With your jaw dropped, you had this glow, like you had just conquered the world. The next day, your dad moved Alex into my Kuji. When I went to introduce myself to your dad, he said, "I know who you are. You just made my kid a hero." And that changed my life forever. I knew right then that we were going to be great friends. I can remember back on that summer, looking at that nervous little boy up to his ears in homesickness. How many rest hours did we spend together trying to keep your mind off home? But you conquered it. Flipping over in your kayak on Explorer made you real nervous, but you conquered that too. Come to think of it, there's never been one thing you came to me about that you didn't conquer. Camp Deerhorn gave you the chance to step up and try new things, and you had the courage to conquer it all. Being able to see you grow up from that small little boy into the amazing young man you are at the end of your leader year today could not make me more proud to be a part of it. You've done an amazing job this summer leading the Iroquois, and an even better job at being a role model to all the other campers this summer whose lives you've touched. You're a classic story of how Camp Deerhorn can save kids by challenging them to go outside their comfort zones and to turn them into the best kind of person. I could keep going on for days, but I can't. So congratulations, and here's to the night that ends at last. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see what the future Zach Mandel has to offer the world. Love you, buddy.
To enjoy the great outdoors is one of the gifts of life. To greet the dawn with a smile and the mist call with a laugh. To spread sunshine and good cheer just for the fun of it. To play every game on the level, win modestly, lose gracefully, and always have a kind word for the opposing side. To speak the truth and to think the truth. To cooperate with other campers and find pleasure in lending a helping hand. To try to see the other fellow's side of the question and strive for harmony. To be kind because manliness requires kindness. To be strong because self-reliance is born of strength. To be careful because recklessness is the admission of unwise judgment. To be too generous to bear grudge and too good-natured to pick flaws in others. To aim for self-improvement. To be a regular fellow, a pal to other campers, a friend in manner and deed, a booster rather than an knocker, an optimist rather than a pessimist, and a gentleman under all circumstances and conditions. All of these points listed in the Creed of Camp Deerhorn describe Zach. In fact, these are the guidelines he lives by. As Zach's older brother, I have had the chance to watch him grow mentally and physically throughout his Deerhorn years. Through the help of past and present campers, counselors, Broadbridges, and of course the Deerhorn Creed, he was shaped from a boy to a man. From being afraid to jump into the water for a swim test his first year, to teaching other campers to sail shortly after, my brother's character has grown immensely. Zach, you are my best friend and a role model to all. Your sheer love for camp amazes me. In fact, I don't think we went through one conversation this school year where you didn't mention Deerhorn. When Dad asked if we would mind our stepbrother Andrew coming to camp a couple years ago, you just nodded your head, smiled, said of course, why not? You showed Andrew the ropes of Deerhorn and helped him develop new skills along with those characteristics of his personality that are transforming him into a man before our eyes. He wrote a little something for you that I'd like to share. Zach has always been a great role model and leader for me throughout my life. He is someone I can talk to about anything. When I first came to Deerhorn, Zach introduced me to all his friends and counselors. He made Deerhorn my home. I'm so proud of everything you've done this summer, of being a great leader to me and every other camper. I'm glad I got to enjoy this summer that you'll never forget, along with you. You see, the impact you have, not only on your brother, but on every camper and counselor that passes through Old Deerhorn Hall, is indescribable. I'd like to take a moment to list some of the things that you've taught me. To work for what you believe in, because nothing is impossible. To always wear your brother's clothes, because sharing is caring. To talk about Deerhorn as much as possible, because what's better to talk about? And to seize the day, because, well, sleep when you're dead. Although your camper years are coming to a close, just remember, this is not the end, but a new beginning. Carpe diem. Laugh, love, and cherish your time here at your second home. Now I'm going to end with a quote from a Kenny Loggins song that our dad played for us as kids and that I ended my Water Campfire speech with last year. It sums up Deerhorn as a whole for my brother, me, and everyone else in our extended Deerhorn family. If you feel lost and on your own, and far from home. You're never alone, you know. Just think of your friends, the ones who care. They all will be waiting there with love to share, and your heart will lead you home. It's my honor to introduce our 2014 Leader of the Iroquois, Dr. Moon.
A year ago, I sat in the crowd just as many of you and watched as my brother Alex took the stage and gave the most beautiful Water Campfire speech I've ever heard. It never crossed my mind that a year later, I'd be doing the same. Flash forward to a few days ago, I was sitting on the office porch thinking to myself, how did I go from being a short, scrawny kid who was scared of his own shadow to becoming a leader? The answer was simple. I was changed by people who I now call my family. My first few summers at camp, I was as far off from model camper as possible. I don't want to be at camp nor do any activities until I was 13, when I had the most extraordinary night of my life. It was a night I learned what Deerhorn is truly about, and it led me to start a camp journal. I did not write about each day at camp, but the moments that have taught me and have made my camper career. I'll now read to you my first entry in the journal about that one life-changing night, and I apologize in advance for the poor grammar and all the lines I repeat in it. Tonight, at around midnight, my brother woke me up. I was clueless, and he said, "Come on, we're going to the Skeeter." At the Skeeter, I found a few guys, which included Ted Decker, C.J. Yeager, the Henrys, Bobby Thomas, and a couple of others. All of us sat down and got into a very deep conversation. This conversation was about life. We all have people at home, but the people that really get it are the people at camp. We're all going through the same stuff. Divorces, deaths in the family, and just straight up being scared for others. I heard some of the deepest stuff in my life. We all want to keep with each other and go to camp every year for the rest of our lives. Tonight I realized that this is what camp is all about. Not activities, not trying to be the most liked by the counselors, or even being the best at what you do. No, camp is about nights like this. A group of friends being able to talk to each other and love each other. Tonight I was brought in by some of the best people in the world. We all have family outside of camp, but our best family is the one in camp. Some of the best guys I know are Brooksy and Dick Kinney. They live life to the fullest, and they live for camp. There are a couple of guys that are never down and follow the creed. I have a lot of family, but the kids here tonight are the best to talk to and relate to. We want to stick together our whole lives. We all bonded so perfectly. Camp has changed our lives so much. Even when we are older, we want to live our lives to the fullest with no regrets. Not thinking about tomorrow or the next move. We just want to live in the moment and the time being. We don't want to worry about when we die. We just want to live as good of lives as possible. Sorry. I got cut off from what I was saying. when some counselors caught us and split us up. I was going to say what camp did and meant to me. I was afraid of everything before I came to camp. I came, and people like my brother Alex started helping me get over my fears. Camp has and will make me more of a man than anything else. Also, my best camp memories have always been with my brother. Whether it's playing one-on-one basketball with him at G-Swim or going stargazing. He is my biggest role model. I can always talk to him, and he cares for me so much. No one can ever split us apart. I don't know what I would do without him. Camp made our bond that much stronger. We all love camp. We all love each other. Camp is our lives. Camp has made me more happy than I've ever been. Tonight was truly the best night of my life. I wrote that when I was 13. Tonight marks the end of my journal, thus closing the door of my camper years and opening a new door to my counselor career. To this day, I still stand that it isn't the activities that make camp special, but the people who have had the honor of coming to such a great place. In the wise words of Walt Disney, you can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality. Over the past few years, I've had the honor of housing multiple Deerhorn campers and counselors, including Bear, who I invited to my bar mitzvah after just 2 months of knowing him. It just shows how close a bond we as a family have. Camp Deerhorn is a place unlike any other. It's a safe haven where, no matter who you are, you will always be loved and accepted. I would like to leave all of you campers with some advice. Number 1, your days here are numbered, so don't skip activities. Just do everything as much as possible. Number 2, as our Voyager motto goes, sleep when you're dead. Spend rest hour playing card games and G-swim on the waterfront rather than taking a nap in bed. Number 3, keep a journal to remember your camper days, and so one day you can look back and smile at the great memories from Deerhorn. For example, some of my greatest memories involve teaching my little brother Andrew how to sail and hugging and crying Jamie Ratty after watching him win his final game as a Voyager and possibly as a camper. Number 4, smile as much as possible. Don't be afraid to laugh, especially tomorrow. I know goodbyes are hard, but I like nothing better than for my final leader memory to be seeing all your happy faces as I leave. Number 5, don't be afraid to try new things and meet new people, because I promise that you will make friendships that will last a lifetime here. Number 6, carpe diem. Seize the day. At camp, you should live each day with no regrets and do as much as possible to create as many Deerhorn memories as you can. And last but not least, number 7, come back next year. It will be the best decision of your life. Now, as much as I'd like to thank everyone who has made my Deerhorn experience, that list is way too long. Instead, I'm just going to say a big thank you to my entire Deerhorn family. I love you guys. You have made this magical place my first home. To end, I would like to leave you with a quote by one of my favorite bears of all time, Winnie the Pooh. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. I love you all. Thank you.
January
back in '65, we rode a Greyhound bus through the Florida midnight. Grandpa was sleeping and the winter sky was clear. We hit a bump and his head jerked back a little and he mumbled something. He woke up smiling, but his eyes were bright with tears. He said, I dreamed I was back at the Horn. 20 years have passed, boy, but those memories still warm me. And wildflowers in a mason jar. He told me those old stories about that one-room cabin in Wisconsin. The smell of the rain and the warm earth in his hands. He slowly turned and stared outside. His face was mirrored in the window, and his reflection flew across the moonlit land. And he dreamed he was back at the Horn. Tilts and listens to the early sound of morning and wildflowers in a mason jar. An old man and an 8-year-old boy rolling down that midnight highway. Dearhorn memories from a winter Florida night. I started drifting off and Grandpa tucked his coat around me. I think I tried to smile as I slowly closed my eyes, and I dreamed I was with him at the Horn. Grandpa, I can hear that evening wind out in the corn, yeah. Wildflowers in a mason jar. Wildflowers in a mason jar. Wildflowers in a mason jar. And the bus rolled through the night.
Deep in our hearts, we know that the best things said come last. People will talk for hours, saying nothing much, and then linger at the door with words that come with a rush from the heart. Doorways, it seems, are where the truth is told. We are all gathered at a doorway today. The doorway that leaves us all hoping we can somehow express what cannot be said in words. It's the end of this adventure and the beginning of the next. Your leader summer has come to its end, Bo, but in no way does this night mean the end of your Dearhorn career. This is only the beginning. In the world, we have somehow made leadership into something bigger than us and beyond us. We've made it about changing the world. And we have taken this title and turned it into something that we may one day deserve. But to give this title to ourselves right now would mean a level of arrogance that we're not comfortable with. And sometimes this keeps us from recognizing the importance of the little things we do. And that's the thing about you. It's all the little things you do and are unaware of that make you the outstanding leader that you are. You have made lifelong impacts on so many children's lives at Camp Dearhorn, and you sure don't give yourself enough credit. You have made so many people's lives better by something small that you have said or done and you don't even know it. That simple high five that can brighten an entire day, or just the kind words you speak that cause campers to come back for years to come. The little things that seem insignificant to you become invaluable treasures kept safe in many hearts to cherish forever. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. There has been multiple times this summer I have heard you say how you wish you could see yourself as a leader, see what you're doing right and wrong, and the overall quality of your leadership. So I want to share with you the characteristics your Deerhorn family uses to describe you. The way your room lights up with your laughable character and contagious smile. How easily respectable and responsible you are for your age. Your resistance to peer pressure and courage to show when you're unhappy. And finally, how approachable and easy you are to talk to from people of every age. When a new day begins, you smile gratefully. When there is darkness, you're the first to shine a light. When something seems difficult, you dare to do it anyways. When someone is hurting or lost, you help them find their way. You're always the first to extend your hand and help somebody else feel great. I know I speak for more than myself when I say it has been a true blessing to know you and have you as part of our family. Our friendship has blossomed over the years, has become something irreplaceable. You listen and absorb everything I say and actually want to hear more. When something wonderful happens, I can't wait to tell you because I know you'll share in my excitement. You're never afraid to laugh at me when I make a fool of myself, and I can be myself and enjoy the quiet calmness when you're around. I find strength in knowing I have a true friend who will remain loyal to the end. There's no end to your great characteristics, but this night marks a turning point. It's a moment of great accomplishment, but also great uncertainty. Like a shooting star, your leader's summer was a spectacular moment in the lights in heaven, and in a flash, it's gone. But as much as it's true that time is a thief, time also leaves something in exchange. With time comes experience. So like I said earlier, this night, this doorway, marks the end of something great, the beginning of something even greater. So I want you to be happy. I want you to continue to smile gratefully each day and be the first to shine a light, even while you're away from Deerhorn. I want you to continue being the outstanding leader you are and keep inspiring others. I want you to graciously hug your parents and your family because without them, your contribution to the Deerhorn family would have never occurred. Thank them every chance you get when you reminisce on your favorite Deerhorn memories. Be okay with what you can't do and can't change because there is so much you can do and can change. Surround yourself with people you want to be with, people that make you happy. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. But over everything else, Charlie Beauregard, continue to be a good person and continue to bleed the creed. Without further ado, I am so honored to introduce the 2014 Deerhorn Navajo leader, Charlie Beauregard.
Not tight enough.
Home is where your story begins. Deerhorn is where my story begins. This is my home away from home. I cannot begin to express how blessed I feel to be part of this family. It amazes me every day how big the Deerhorn community really is. But how did I get here? Before I move on, I want to point something out. This first paragraph of this speech is the same exact thing that Daniel started this entire night off. I didn't talk to Daniel for a second about my speech, and he didn't tell me a thing about his. But it starts off the same way. In 2008, I arrived at camp for D session. I was so excited to be at sleepaway camp, yet I can safely say I did not really know anyone. I knew one person. That same person is sitting 3 canoes away from me. Same words. Daniel Toll, my best friend from home, was my wingman that summer. And now, standing here, I know that each and every one of you are here for me too. That is what's so special about Deerhorn. No matter how long it takes, or how many people you come in touch with, you will always be friends with everyone. But being friends with everyone is a very vague term to describe our relationships here. I have relationships with staff, people my same age, and even many people younger than me, in which I share the deepest affection with. The trust I have in the Deerhorn family is not comparable to anything else in the entire world. On the cold, dark days of the Michigan winter, I know I have someone from camp to talk to about anything. When I'm feeling down, I know I can think of the smile on my face that I have at Deerhorn to cheer me up. Deerhorn does not just affect me in the summer, but every day of my life. Camp Deerhorn has made me into the man that I am today. It has done the... Just swallowed a mosquito. Sorry. Camp Deerhorn has made me into the man I am today. It has done this through moments. There's a quote from a movie called The Vow that goes like this: "Life is all about moments of impact and how they change our lives forever." I have experienced countless moments of impact in the previous 7 summers. These moments of impact showed the true beauty of Deerhorn. Back in 2012, I was on Ted Decker's Navajo team. Like always, the monkey relays were on the 3rd Sunday of C-session. That Sunday, we came out on top. In the water, Ted was so beyond happy. There was something he said that caught my attention. I don't quite remember exactly what he said, but I remember being so humbled by it. I looked up to Ted so much that summer, and I still do. All I could think about this summer was being that figure to someone else while I was in this position. The feeling that I had when I won the monkeys this summer was so surreal. In the water, I saw myself in the eyes of all the 14-year-old Navs, looking to me just as I had looked at Ted 2 summers ago. Ted Decker, thank you for being my role model. Although we only had 5 days together this summer, you have impacted me as a leader in the last 2 months more than anyone. For that, I thank you, and I wish you luck in all that the Naval Academy may lead you to. Ted Decker gifted me with a moment of inspiration. A moment of inspiration that I will always remember. There are so many things about Deerhorn that I will always remember. One of the most important feelings is the trust and comfort I have in Deerhorn. Frankie Mayfield, Jack Austin, and Kiana Brodridge. The 3 of you have shared conversations with me where the trust and comfort is as powerful as it can be. Frank, for the last couple summers, you have been one of my best friends. This summer, our relationship was enhanced. We were able to talk about anything with each other. Some things I wouldn't share with others, I shared with you. Thank you for being there for me. Jack Austin, this summer I was lucky enough to have you on my team. We bonded and got to know each other a lot better this year. When you came back from your hockey tournament that you had to leave for, I was so thrilled to have you back. That night you came to talk to me. I was so honored that you had enough faith in me to share your thoughts and feelings for camp with me. I know wherever the road leads us, we will always have each other's back. Kiana, you are easily one of the closest people to me in the world. I shared so many life-changing moments with you this summer. You have given me confidence when I had doubt, and the wisdom and knowledge that you have passed on to me this summer is so valuable. Whether it be on a ski dock, in that room, on the beach, or up at the stables, I could talk to you about anything. You mean so much to me, and I thank you for all that you have done for me this summer. Frankie, Jack, and Kiana, thank you for these moments of impact. This summer, I have observed so many memorable actions that have impacted me in more ways than you can imagine. After the awards breakfast and B session, there was a very somber feeling around camp. Everyone was getting ready to leave. There were tears. And out by the gazebo in the parking lot, I saw Parker Frauchi getting ready to leave. Right before he got into his car, he saw his best friend, TJ Farrell. He jumped right out of the car and ran into TJ's arm for one last final goodbye. There, I stood there, and I watched two brothers embrace for the last time for 12 months. And I know when they come back to camp next summer, the relationship will begin just where it left off. Parker and TJ showed me true brotherhood that is spread all around camp. These two young kids show what it really means to be a Deerhorn camper. Brotherhood is a key component of what Deerhorn is. Another key factor of Deerhorn is having fun. Tonight I've sat here listening to my three fellow leaders, but I couldn't help but notice three kids sitting in the front row. Ellis, Mac, and Rourke. You guys were sitting here playing with sand the entire night. It was awesome to watch you three. You guys just truly showed how much fun you're having at camp. You may not know now how much camp means to all of us, but you will in the future. Moments of inspiration, trust, comfort, brotherhood, and fun are the basis for why camp is so special to me. As my time as a camper comes to an end, I know that these moments have been drilled into my soul, and I am a better person because of it. As hard as it is to say goodbye to the camper years, I feel ready to begin the next step in my Deerhorn career. This camp has given me so much, and I look forward to giving back. To close, I would like to extend some thank yous. To all my fellow Navs this summer, it was an honor being your leader. You all made team competition that much more fun. I thank you all for being an outstanding team. To the Navajo Voyagers, Pioneers, and Ted Falconade and Sachi Maeda, aka VPST, it was a pleasure being your leader, but even more so being your friend. Thank you for helping me lead this team. Thank you for spending part of your summer with me. And remember, as cheesy as it may sound, once you go Nav, you never go back. To the Voyagers of 2013, last year was amazing. You guys changed me, and I can't thank you more. To the staff, here now and the past, thank you for your efforts in making my Deerhorn career, the days at Deerhorn, the best of my life. You succeeded. To Kiana and Jesse, thank you for being here with me tonight. I will always remember this. I love you both, but Kiana, seriously, can Jesse and I have our dog back? To the Brobridges, what you have done here is infallible. I thank you so much for making my years here amazing. It's really cool that you can run such a special place and still have time to mock a camper every single time you see them about how bad the Tigers are doing or how bad the Red Wings are compared to the Avalanche. To my parents, thank you for loving me enough to send me away and being able to spend time away from me and knowing that I'm in your hearts and that you're in mine. I love you more than words can say. And I can't express how much I thank you for sending me here. And lastly, the Coogee-1 experiment. Nick and Ryan, thank you for taking us under your wing. Daniel, we grew up together, and it's safe to say we've been on each other's side for as long as I can remember. Thank you for being my right-hand man. Pato, I remember the day you walked into K11. Look at where we are now. You may have beaten me in rock, paper, scissors in that A-Session Awards breakfast, but at least I can say your cheer. And Zach, there's one phrase that sums up our entire relationship. We said it every time we sailed together for the last 3 years. Hakuna Matata. It really does mean no worries. And I know there's no worries in our lives because our futures are bright. L4, the summer has been amazing, and our legacy will live on forever. Camp Deerhorn, you have changed me for the better. Thank you. This will always be my home.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. As this wave keeps stringing us along, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. And don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. The trouble it might get you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Whoa, 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 whoa. Settle down, it'll all be clear. And don't pay no mind to the demons, they'll fill you with fear. Yeah, the trouble, it might get you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just know you're not. So I'm gonna make this place your home. If we could have all the staff join us up as leaders, do one last. From here, they say you are leaving. We will miss your bright eyes and your smile. And they say that you're taking the sunshine that brightens our pathways a while. Come and sit for a while in my cool Jeep. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember, dear home, and your counselors, and we're gonna miss all of you. When you board on that airplane this morning, tomorrow morning, or ride home on your family car, I will be so lonesome here without you, asking where's my blue star. Come and sit for a while in my coochie. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember, dear home, and your counselors, we're gonna miss all of you. If you ever feel down or lonesome, like you just don't have a friend, just call us up or write us a letter. We'll be friends until the end. Everyone can sing along if you know the words. Come and sit for a while in my coochie. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember, dear home, and your leaders, 'cause we're gonna miss all of you. We're gonna miss all of you.
Thank you everyone for sharing in this special moment with the leaders. They've done an outstanding job this summer and have made my summer one of the best ever. These guys are amazing. We're going to do Deerhorn Hall after Nick speaks, and campers will be going to Sakuji Row, can remain silent and head to bed.
Leaders, take a minute, take a snapshot of this moment, take a snapshot of this night. I think I speak from the bottom of my heart and for everyone here when I say thank you. Thank you.
Let the leaders lead like they always have this summer.